The Nigerian Embassy in Ukraine has asked citizens in the East European country to remain calm and take responsibility for their personal security and safety. The embassy urges Nigerian nationals resident in Ukraine to remain calm but be very vigilant. The embassy described the situation as emotionally disturbing and urged nationals who may wish to temporarily relocate to anywhere considered safe by private arrangements to do so. International affairs analyst Dr. Bola Adediran joins us to discuss the invasion of Ukraine and safety of Nigerians in diaspora. Good to have you join us, Dr. Adediran. Can you hear me, Dr. Adediran?
I can hear you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's look at this. I mean, everyone woke up this morning before we slept. The headline was basically Russian-Ukraine crisis, and waking up it has turned to Russia attacks Ukraine in very disturbing events unfolding rapidly. But we know that Russia has been pursuing geostrategic interest in Africa, and Ukraine has had a very long time academic relationship with Africa as well. I want to start from there in terms of what this could the regional ramification for Africa, this invasion of Russia in Ukraine.
I think that what is very concerning for Nigerians, and I guess that there will be a lot of Nigerian parents at the moment glued to their TV screens, watching the events unfolding in Ukraine and wondering what is going to happen to their wards, to their kids who are studying in Ukraine. We have more than 4,000 Nigerian students studying various courses in Ukraine, and that is the immediate concern for us. The geostrategic implications for Africa, the wider node, I think we have to put that aside now and focus on the security of our citizens. Of course, in terms of what this means for Africa, not much really, because the war is in Europe in the first place. At some point, maybe African countries may have to be expected to take a stance on this subject. Kenya, for instance, made a very powerful speech at the UN Security Council the day before yesterday and condemned in totality the actions of Russia. Maybe African countries would be expected to make such statements at some point, but we don't have much leverage on this situation. We can impose economic sanctions. And of course, as you mentioned, Russia's imprint in Africa is growing, but it's still minuscule in terms of who our major strategic partners are. They are still China and the US. So in terms of what primary cost it would mean for us, it is in terms of the safety of our kids and our citizens who are in Ukraine.
And that's where I'm going now, because we've seen the statement coming from the Nigerian Embassy. I think it is the NIDCOM CEO, that's Abike Dabi-Erewa, who also made a statement earlier in February talking about the state safety of Nigerian students. We have the second highest number of students in Ukraine, 4,000. That's after Morocco with 8,000. Are you satisfied basically by the statement that says Nigerian students and Nigerians in that country should take responsibility for their personal security and safety? Does that signify that we're doing enough to ensure the safety of our citizens?
It's a shame that the Nigerian authorities have come up with that kind of statement. I was reading the other day the statement by Nigeria's ambassador to Ukraine, Shino Alege, and he said that they are open for the best. And I'm wondering whether these people have international relations expert at all who really advised them. Anybody who could smell it from 1,000 miles could have seen that this was going to turn into a terrible situation, at least from last week at least. We had seen that Putin was hell-bent on invasion, and all intelligence report that we were seeing showed that this was not a case of grandstanding, that something had to be done. And I'm so surprised that the Nigerian government has not come up with a very robust plan of action. Now Ukraine airspace has been closed to civil aviation. So if the Nigerian government wants to eventually evacuate its citizens, it becomes increasingly difficult for it to do so. And so that is my primary concern now. There are reports that other countries, including India, for instance, that started making efforts to evacuate some of their students and their citizens. They had been circulating forms, online forms, for their citizens to fill so that they could easily get in touch with them. I don't even know whether our embassy has a clear idea of how many students we have, where exactly are they located. All of this vital information should be at the hands of the Nigerian embassy. And again, the Nigerian government has failed its students. Let us remember that these students are not in Ukraine because of their own willing. It is because of the poor investment of successive governments in education and infrastructure relating to education that our students are now forced to go to places like Ukraine to be caught in this kind of unfortunate situation. So it's an unfortunate statement from the Nigerian government, and it shows the highest irresponsibility of that government.
And the Minister of Foreign Affairs has been quiet on this. We'll continue to monitor a statement coming from all those relevant agencies and ministries. Thank you so much for talking to us. We'll see how this plays out. We're hoping for the security and the best for Nigerians in Ukraine and Russia. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.